Hello, it's Phil and Heather, and we are here at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. We're going to do some nighttime photography. We were invited. Whoa!
What's up, everybody? It's David Saylor. Wait a minute. Peter McKinney. Wait a minute. No.
David's here too, and we're going to do some. We're going to do some photography. We were invited by my good buddy Ray Soldano, who is not in the frame. Come into the frame. This is Ray Soldano, the Ray Soldano, right here. Check his work out at raysoldano.com. He's a great action photographer, and he's wanting to shoot out of his comfort zone tonight, so we're going to do it. All right, so Raymond has come up with a track hiking loop that we're going to do here at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga campus, and I think I'm going the right direction. Am I going the right direction?
Yeah, we're going to go down this way.
Oh, we're going this way. See, it's a good thing Ray's here or we'd be lost already. Okay, so right behind me is the first composition. This is looking down Vine Street that Ray has picked for us to take a shot at. And I've got kind of an idea for a long exposure, so we'll see how it works out. Okay, so there's really cool lights going down Vine Street here, and a little ways down there's a C, which is the logo of the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. And my idea is, my exposure, I'm at f/22 ISO 100 and a 5-second exposure, and my idea is to set a 20-second timer and run down there and illuminate that C right in the middle of my shot. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so here is my shot looking down Vine Street. You can see the C for the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga there on the right, and the ghostly image in the center of the frame is me. I'm holding my SB700 and firing it at the C to try to light it up. But check this out. This is Heather's shot. She was, her shot was made slightly to the left of mine at about 30 millimeters full frame equivalent, where mine was at 70, and I like her shot way, way more than mine. I like the 16:7 crop she's got going. I like everything about it. So we ended up moving down closer, or I ended up moving down closer, and everybody is now closer. I'm still shooting up high. Raymond's back to shooting up high. He's using a D850 and an 85 f1.8G. And let's see, Mr. Saylor's is way down there.
This wonderful tripod forces me to lay on the ground
Yeah.
to get composition.
I like it. That's cool. So I like this up close 24 millimeter shot of the C and the lights of Vine Street better than my 70 millimeter far back shot, but I still think I like Heather's shot the best of all of our Vine Street photos. All right, so now I'm way up here on the top of this thing by the stairs. What building is this, Raymond? I'm at the University Center, and I'm shooting across, trying to keep my camera as level as possible so my lines will be straight. Shooting the old library that's across Vine Street here. I believe I was the only one of us to make a photograph of the old UTC library. There's a new library that you'll see a little later in this video, and I like the way this photograph of the old library came out there during Blue Hour with the lights and bicycles. All right, so behind me now is the new library at UTC. I think I was also the only one of us to make a photograph of the complete building of the new library. I think Ray and Heather and David all kind of concentrated there at the bottom of the stairs on the left-hand side of the building and on that beautiful maple tree that's just slightly to the right of those stairs, but I was concentrating on the whole building. I've climbed way back across the street to where I'm almost at this building so I can try to get it as level as possible. I'm shooting 15 seconds f/18 ISO 100 and I think 24 millimeters. I like this further back shot of the library more so than the one that was a little bit closer that I showed you just prior to this, and mainly because that beautiful, beautiful tree there on the left side, kind of rule of thirds or maybe a little bit to the left of rule of thirds in the frame. Really beautiful shot. I like the way this one turned out, and I thought the color of the sky and the lights inside the building was really pretty. So David is working with this awesome, is this the CL?
Yes, sir.
What lens is that, a 50? Is that your 50 that you like?
That's 35 f2.8.
Cool. But it's a manual focus, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a 1966 model.
How about that? Same year as me. I got some money out of the bank today, and the lady was surprised about how short my account number was, and it turns out my account is a year older than her.
Wow.
Raymond is doing, he's got something framed up here. Oh, he's getting the trees. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. And Heather is over here disguised as a bike rack. She's in the middle of this bike rack. There she is. And she's, what are you making photos of? The lights going up the stairs? Mm-hmm. That's cool. So you'll have that distortion, but it'll be what you want.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome. You getting light stars?
Yeah.
Cool. Meanwhile, I'm making videos of the German Leica CL with the 1966 35 f2.
Okay, so here is Heather's photograph that she made there by the UTC library, and I've decided to call this one Stairs and Stars at the UTC library.
So right now we're at Chamberlain Field, which Ray has taught us this used to be the football field for the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. Now it's Finley Stadium, which you may have seen in my soccer photography video that I did. And the bricks that make that, what's that thing called, Raymond? The Chamberlain Pavilion thingamabob over there were actually used in the stadium. When they tore it down, they made that pavilion thing out of it. And I'm doing a panorama with the 70 to 210 right now, f/18, 15 seconds, ISO 100. I don't know how many shots it'll be. I started over there, and I'm gonna come all the way to about here to try to get these lights that line the field. So it'll be a lot of shots, but we'll see.
This is the panorama that I made, and I made it super, super, super wide and didn't use nearly all of that width. I just used just kind of the center area and a little bit to the right and a little bit to the left. And here is the full shot as seen here. I just called it a multi-shot panorama because I didn't use nearly all the shots. It's probably 3 shots that I actually used. And then this shot is a single shot that I made. And for all of these shots across Chamberlain Field, I've switched to the 70 to 210 push-pull zoom.
Okay, so here's a tip. If you're making pictures of something that's really, really dark and that has some bright lights in it, underexpose. Expose for the lights is what I'm saying. That way, when you are editing your picture, the lights won't be completely blown out. It's easy to pull the shadows a little bit, especially with these Nikon sensors, because they have fantastic image quality. But if the highlights are blown out, you can't get them back. So underexpose.
This is Heather's photograph of the brick structure across Chamberlain Field, and she had switched to the DX50 to 250 kit lens that comes with the Z50 2 lens kit. She had been using her Tamron ultrawide 10 to 24.
Leica sensors are not worth hooty pooty scooty.
Rumor has it they're made by Sony.
well, then they're probably pretty good then.
Yeah, since Sony makes everybody's sensors.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
I don't know if it's in focus or not. It's pretty close.
I
was in a hurry.
Dave's killing it over here. He's doing street photography. Well, I set the camera up, making a photograph of this area right here, and set a 20-second timer and just like a 2 or 3 second exposure, and I held my SB700 up and lit myself for the picture.
I wish I had noticed when I was looking at this photo on the back of the camera that my left arm is blocking all of the lights, which is the whole reason why we were making a shot here, is to get all the lights and light stars off of all of those lights. Otherwise, I thought it came out kind of cool. Meanwhile, Heather was working on this photograph, and I love the way she focused. The whole picture's pretty much in focus because it's f/16, but her main focus point is the words on the inside of the building there in the lobby.
Okay, so we came over here to Patton Chapel, which is this beautiful area here at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, and we really need to come before sundown to shoot this place because there's these amazing floodlights, as you can see in the background, and they're right by the buildings that you want to take a picture of. But what they're lighting up is these walkways, but the one over here is lighting up this amazing tree. It's December the 9th, and this tree hasn't lost its leaves. I don't know what kind it is. David's gone home, so he can't tell me what kind of tree it is, but it's beautiful and yellow. Still has a little bit of green to it, and it's really lit up on the right side, but not so much on the left. So I made a 6-second shot with the Z6 and the 24-70, and I used my handheld SB700 on full power and lit up the other side with a few blasts of it. So hopefully that's going to be okay. Well, I came over to the tree and it's got a plaque on it, which I can't get in the frame. This is a ginkgo biloba, ginkgo. I don't know how to pronounce it. This is a ginkgo tree from eastern China, and it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, just amazing how beautiful that tree is.
So here is a photograph of that tree, and I got to tell you, it does not do that tree justice. It was absolutely amazing. I don't know how tall it was, but it was really, really tall. And here's a photograph, and it has me and Heather and Ray, and we're a lot closer to the camera than the tree is, and we still look tiny, even though the tree is way back in the background. And it sure was fun hanging out with David and Ray and Heather that night.
All right, well, we have had a blast hanging out here with Raymond at the University of Tennessee in Chattanooga. David had to leave a little bit earlier, and we didn't do much shooting after he left. And now it's time to head on home. Make sure to check out www.raysoldano, that's SOLDANO.com, to see some of Ray's work. I don't know if any of the pictures from today will be on there. He also has a Ray Soldano photography on Facebook where you can see some of his pictures. And of course, you know where to see me and Heather right here on this channel. And we appreciate you watching. If you like the content, give us a thumbs up. That's always appreciated. Subscribe and hit the bell. And wow, that's great lighting, Ray. And we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye. That's an awesome tree.